Okay, where to start with tools? I tell you, you can really go down that rabbit hole when you get to talking about tools. I'm going to get a shot of these are just a few things that I've got ideas on, or a representation of some of the things that I would possibly carry. The exact items I would probably have in my inch bag. But hold tight, I'm just going to pan across here and show you a few things that I've got laid out on the table. As far as the basic tools, you're talking knives, axes, multi-tools. Here's my main blade. That's my main blade. I think there's a really good argument to be made about a large blade, especially in a long-term situation as far as an inch bag goes. Anyway, that's my main blade, but then you're talking several other fixed blade knives. Those are probably the main knives that I carry. Those are all my bushcraft knives. I think there's something to be said. There's really something to be said about a machete or a kukri. That's just a cheap Camillus, but it's a really pretty nice knife. And I think it would do you well, serve you well in an inch bag. A machete, a kukri, something large like that. I think there's a really good case to be made for carrying something like that. Then you've got your full-size axe, and then a smaller axe. Assortment of folders that I just laid out on the table just because. Kind of like I said, a representation of some types of folders that you may carry, and multi-tools. I think the best multi-tool going is the Surge, Leatherman Surge. I think the Wave, well, I was going to say I think the Wave is terrible, but it's probably just my Wave that's kind of soured me on the Wave. There's the Victorinox. That's what I've been carrying recently. Several folders, Opinel, larger folders, Victorinox, Swiss Army knives, several types of folders that really are going to be in your EDC anyway. I just wanted to, I hate that I wasn't able to represent Buck. Well, there's a Buck, but some of my old Buck 110s and those are an excellent choice. A belt knife that's with a lock blade. They're an excellent, in my opinion, an excellent choice to bring with you, as well as a fixed blade. I'm just talking folders. Those are excellent knives. The Buck 110s, 120s. I've got several. They're stored in some totes. Can't find them. Let's move on. Saws. Baco Laplander. I forget the brand of this saw, but it's a breakdown saw, a little bit heavier, but it's a larger saw. That would possibly go with me. Then that Zen, or whatever it's called, the little Boy Scout deals. And then I think maybe you might look at some stakes if you're going to possibly bring a few extra stakes with you. I've got if you're talking about tools, that's just a little small pocket gun cleaning kit. Then you've got your signal and stuff, little neck knives. I've got several little neck blades. Sewing, that's a comprehensive sewing kit that a guy made for me. Throw that in with tools. Now I've also got, while I'm at it, let me fish it out of my pocket. I keep that little sewing tool in my little sewing kit in my pocket all the time. That's part of my EDC. And then that fanny pack right there has a little bit bigger sewing kit in it. And then there's the bigger the large sewing, comprehensive sewing kit also. Light headlamp. My Petzl lamp is in my pack. I didn't pull it out. That's my boys. That's my EDC. That stays in my pocket every day. There's another one that I carry. I don't remember that 511 brand. This is a Streamlight. So light headlamp I think is a must. One thing I want to bring up, this little tool. This is basically just a cheap little Husky drive set. It's got little small bits in it. For anything from tightening up the tension on your blades or your multi-tools, fixing if you wear glasses. It's got those little tiny bits in it to fix eyeglasses. So that's a pretty big ticket item that I would put in your pack for those purposes. Pretty important. So there's tools. There's just a quick overview of them. I'm gonna talk about them a little more here, and as well as a couple of those things over there. I kind of flew through that really quick and missed a few things. Binoculars, pretty important. I would think you would want a pair of binoculars with you. What's in this little fanny pack that I've had for years and years? Yo-yos. This pack's completely full of yo-yos. I think they're pretty cool, and I've had them and I've used them. I probably would not bring something like that with me because I can set a snare and do the same thing. So I don't think that that's necessary, and they're pretty heavy. If you carry quite a few of them, they get pretty heavy. That might get in. Let's go into traps real quick while I bring that up. You can set snares if you need to teach yourself several types of snares, because you really don't want to carry the weight as far as bringing traps with you. I'm going to roll in just real briefly a few traps that I have over at the property that I pulled out just to show, and we'll be right back. Conibears and some foothold coon traps. I'm not saying I would take anything like this with me in an inch bag, but if I had the possibility of pulling a poke or a sled. There's my jet sled. Got to have snow though. Or some type of wagon like the Amish used or use. I would probably bring some traps. I've got some snares as well that I need to pull out if I can find them. The snares would definitely go in my pack in an inch bag pack. I wouldn't haul any of these type traps unless I had a different way other than a pack to carry them. So I just wanted to bring that up as a possibility, depending on how you would be hauling your kit. But those would be a possibility in an inch bag. Okay, so that was just a couple traps. I didn't get the snares. I think I've got my snares over here in one of these totes. I would probably bring 10 or 12 snares with me. Although the traps I think are too heavy unless I had a means to pull them with, or a horse, or a bike, or a poke, or some kind of cart. The snares I would probably bring just because I can stuff them in there and they don't take up any room. But like I mentioned, you really need to learn several different types of snares where you wouldn't need any of that stuff anyway. Back to the tools. I think a case could be made for a claw hammer.